Guys, there is something former NFF President Mr. Amaju Pinnick recently said, which I think have come to agree with. Yes, Pinnick recently said that if he were still at the office as the NFF President, that the Super Eagles of Nigeria would have qualified for the 2026 World Cup. Yes, and I know a lot of people will be wondering that Shey Pinnick was the one in charge of NFF when Nigeria failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Why is he saying that if he was still at the office as the NFF president, that the Super Eagles of Nigeria wouldn't have failed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup? But the man actually explained himself, and I think from the explanation, I think I understand what he was trying to say. Yes, from the explanation he gave, he says that if he were still at the office as the NFF president, that he would have, used the lesson he learned from failing to qualify for the 2022 World Cup, to qualify Nigeria for the 2026 World Cup. Yes, he said that during qualification matches, during qualification campaign, that every point count. That every point during the qualification process count. And you all can be us witness that the way the Super Eagles of Nigeria started the qualification matches for the 2026 World Cup was not good at all. I don't need to remind you that after 4 matches in the qualification series, that Nigeria just got 3 points out of possible 12. Yes, they got 3 points out of possible 12 points. And that was where our problem started from. I could remember that they drew against Rwanda, they drew against Zimbabwe, they drew against Lesotho, and they lost to Benin Republic. So they played 4 matches during that qualification campaign and got just 3 points out of possible 12. That was where our problem started from. And that is what Amaju Pinnick is actually trying to say. That he would have learned his lesson from failing to qualify for the 2022 World Cup. And he would have used it, he would have put it to practice and ensure that the Super Eagles of Nigeria made it to the 2026 World Cup. Because honestly, they did not start that campaign seriously. If the Super Eagles actually started the qualification campaign the way they ended the campaign, trust me, there's no way Nigeria wouldn't have come up on top of that group. There is no way the Super Eagles of Nigeria wouldn't have come up on top of that group and got the automatic qualification to the World Cup. But for the fact that they didn't start the qualification campaign properly, affected us at the end. But now, Amaju Pinnick has reassured Nigeria that if the current NFF president is still in the office as the NFF president, that he will definitely qualify Nigeria for the 2030 World Cup, except if Juju the following head. That was his words exactly. Because he would have learned his lesson from the previous failure and he will put it to practice and ensure that the Super Eagles of Nigeria doesn't repeat such mistake again. So guys, just sit back and relax. Let me take you through everything Amaju Pinnick actually said. But before then, please help me to type the like button, subscribe to my channel, and do well to share the video so that others can actually see it. Alright, if I was the president of the Nigeria Football Federation NFF, I would have qualified because I would have learned on and off the pitch of play everything I needed to do, the former NFF president said. But I believe that the current NFF president, Mr. Ibrahim Musa Gusau, will benefit from this learning curve, and I assure Nigeria that the Super Eagles will qualify for the 2030 World Cup under his leadership. Ibrahim, by his grace, if re-elected, there's no way, unless Juju dey follow am for head, that he will not qualify Nigeria. He will now know that from the beginning, every point counts, and that is what I would have done because I knew. Guys, these are the words of Mr. Amaju Pinnick, the former NFF president. Yes, just like they say, experience is the best teacher. Experience is actually the best teacher. And that is what Amaju Pinnick was actually trying to say. And a lot of people misunderstood him. When you see the headline that if I was still the NFF president, I would have qualified Nigeria to the 2026 World Cup, you will begin to wonder how would you do it? Do you have two heads? No. But he actually have his reasons. And his reasons were based on what? Past experience. Yes, he failed once, 2022. He failed to qualify Nigeria for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And that is what he's trying to make Nigeria understand, that if he were still at the office as the NFF president, that he would have used the lesson he learned from failing to qualify for the 2022 World Cup, put it to practice, and probably the Super Eagles of Nigeria wouldn't have struggled during the qualification campaign. And by now, we would have been preparing, to go to the Mexico, Canada, and United States of America for the 2026 World Cup. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All hope is not lost. There is more opportunity for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to play in numerous World Cup. Yes, yes. Just that many of these our current Super Eagles players might not be able to feature in any World Cup again for this country because a lot of them are actually aging. Yes, because a lot of them are actually aging. I think Alex Iwobi is now 29 years, going to 30. So you can imagine how old he will be in 2030. The same thing with our captain, Wilfred Ndidi. I think Wilfred Ndidi should be in his 29, 30 now. So you can imagine how old they will be at 2030. So many of them might not be able to go to the 2030 World Cup again, even if they will be able to qualify. So that is the only challenge there. But the truth is, they have learned their lesson. And if Ibrahim Guzal actually remain in the office, we urge him, to use his past experience, and qualify Nigeria for the 2030 World Cup. So guys, this is all about the news. What do you think about everything Mr. Amaju Pinnick actually said concerning Nigeria's failure to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, and how he said that if he were still at the office as the NFF president, that he would have qualified Nigeria for the 2026 World Cup? Please, whatever your opinion may be about this, I'd like to see it in the comment section. Do well to like, comment, and do not forget to turn on notification to enable to see when next post. Thank you for watching this video. See you in my next video. Bye.